So, the New York Rangers have a stranglehold on their series with the Carolina Hurricanes, even though they have outplayed the Hurricanes in exactly maybe one of those games. A 3-0 series lead after another overtime win. This one quite a bit quicker than the first one. And this is absolute heartbreak for the Carolina Hurricanes. They were the better team in this hockey game by a lot. And I thought they really controlled a lot of the play in both ends of the ice. Now, it was only in one end of the ice for a lot of it because of how well they controlled it. An excellent, excellent performance from this Carolina Hurricanes team. And one that is obviously not rewarded because they couldn't beat Igor Shesterkin. And it was kind of the same problem they had at the back part of Game 2 that kind of bled over here into Game 3. I thought once again, Carolina did not make life difficult enough for the Rangers goaltender and for one of the best goalies on the earth. You're not going to beat this guy from distance. You're going to have a bunch of dudes in front, and it's going to have to hit probably off of at least one of them for it to get past this guy. And I just don't think they did that enough. And even that goal that they scored to end it, or to tie the game, sorry, it's a point shot that ends up deflecting off of a guy, and then the Rangers had a couple cracks at clearing it and just whiffed, and Shevchenko was there and put it away. And Svechnikov, sorry. We'll talk about him in a little bit here, but this was a Hurricanes team that absolutely worked their asses off and played such a great game. It just that last little detail of getting someone in front of Shesterkin, getting some traffic in front of that goal, just didn't get them to that finish line. And I think that's what ended up costing them in this one. And I thought they did a really great job defensively. So we're critiquing the offense, but looking at the defensive side of things, I thought they did a really good job of limiting the Rangers' opportunities that they had. And New York had a really difficult time getting anything set up offensively. That defensive play from the Carolina Hurricanes continues to be really, really impressive for this group. But look, man, the Rangers survived. Shesterkin was excellent again. He was the reason why they won this game. There were so many chances. And look, I'm talking about Carolina didn't make life difficult on him. It was still kind of difficult. He had to make, 45 saves in this game, 47 saves. So yeah, he still had to do a lot. And he made some really, really big saves. But he is just always in the right spot. He has such a great awareness and is obviously athletic enough to be able to get himself into all of those positions. And he really stole this game. And then they were able to kind of grind their way through and come up with big moments at big times and come away with the victory. And like they had a couple players step up, but I thought the player who stepped up most in this game back on the Carolina side was Svechnikov. He was a force in this game, and he really did that goal that he scores late in the end of regulation really felt like he was rewarded for the effort that he put in this game. He was leading the play physically. He was creating offensively. He was dangerous every time he was on the ice, whether it was for a scoring opportunity or crashing into somebody with great velocity and ferocity. But with great power, he was crashing into guys. I thought he was the guy who really set the tone for the Hurricanes in this one. I thought Aho was a little bit quiet in this game. And a few guys were. Like Teravainen, I thought was a little bit quiet as well. But Svechnikov was really the guy who I thought stepped up in a big-time way and really deserved that goal at the end. And while we're handing out credit goes to Kochetkov, who comes in fill-in duty just to give Anderson a bit of a blow. And he comes in and made a couple of phenomenal saves. And you certainly can't put this one on him. But to come in that spot, and this is definitely new era NHL, Carolina needs this game, and they still go to Kochetkov over Anderson after Anderson was brilliant in the Game 2 loss. That is a bold move from Rob Brind'Amour. It doesn't work out, but it's not because of the goalie. But I thought we needed to give at least a bit of credit to the netminder for the Carolina Hurricanes, who came up strong. But one of the big things that shifted things in this hockey game was special teams, which is what we've talked about. But it was the penalty kill this time for the New York Rangers that ends up getting the job done. And it's Chris Kreider, who at a point I think was overrated, but he is now I think still one of the more underrated players in the National Hockey League, where you talk about the Rangers, you talk about Shesterkin, you talk about Fox, who's been kind of quiet in this series. You talk about Panarin, you talk about Zibanejad, and, Owen Kreider's been there for a while. He's that guy as well. But he was everything on this play. He makes a hit on Aho that A, breaks Aho's stick, B, knocks him off of the puck, so that C, they could start it back up ice, and then he outskates everybody and gets to the front of the goal. A great feed by Zibanejad, a perfect finish from Kreider, and the Rangers get on the board when they really didn't have a whole lot going on. And this penalty kill has absolutely shut down Carolina in this series. And Carolina's penalty kill has been really good, actually, against this very good Rangers power play, but the Rangers penalty kill has been just as effective. They almost got another one. I think it was Trocheck had a breakaway on that same power play that they scored shorthanded on. This power play this penalty kill, is dangerous, and the Rangers continue to win those little battles, right? It's the special teams battle that gives them a bit of an edge. It's this is a weird battle, but the traffic in front battle that they end up getting. It's just those little things that they do that continue to get them to winning these games, and now has them in a 3-0 series lead. And things get better for them as Philip Chytil comes back in the lineup, and I thought he looked fine. He was quiet in the first period as he was kind of getting his legs back under him, but he has a filthy dangle in the third period, and he and Kakko were right back to where they started, with a pretty good cycle game going. And so if you can get that line going one more time, Lafreniere is starting to look like a first overall pick. He is really starting to click here, and you get another goal in this one where he just hammered that puck into the goal. And so, like I said, there's been a lot of focus on Panarin, and he has been a little bit quiet. Zibanejad has been able to get going most of it 5-on-4, but he's been able to get going a little bit. But it's been these depth pieces, Cooley coming up with big plays in game 2, VC, and that forecheck has helped things out. And now it's Chytil and Kakko creating some opportunities, Lafreniere getting a goal. It has been the depth pieces for the Rangers that have allowed them to hang around in these games and eventually come away with wins. But again, the moral of this is just devastating for Carolina, because they have been the better team in certainly 2 of these 3 games, and deserve a significantly better fate. And look, the way they are playing, they could rattle off 4 wins in a row, and I don't think anyone would blink an eye. It would be rather noteworthy, but that they are playing some exceptional hockey just until it comes to beating the best goalie in the world, who is on an absolute heater right now in Igor Shesterkin. So we'll see what Carolina is able to do to bounce back. I would imagine that there is quite an effort coming from them in game 4, but if this was it, if this was all they had, I don't think anyone can blame them, because they have poured their heart into, 5 periods in game 2, and now 3 and a couple minutes in game 3. They have given it everything they have, and to come away from that with nothing is really difficult to come away from.